Over the past 18 months, our IKES Trap Range Committee has collaborated with local scholastic trap teams, including Coe College, Marion, and Prairie high schools, plus our other partners, to modernize the range. Currently, one trap field supports full handicap distances, while the other is limited due to past construction. The club's 2 aging Laporte trap machines, long underutilized, became more accessible to members after Joe Korch introduced shared voice callers in 2019 and trained members in their use. This led to increased participation and regular use by both members and school teams. However, the increased activity has taken a toll on these vintage machines. We've had some serious equipment breakdowns, but although parts are available and technical help from Howell Traps has been a godsend, equipment is aging and upgrades are needed. Additionally, our trap houses are crumbling and loading access is difficult. More recently, scholastic teams have shared their vision for improvements, including modern machines capable of throwing doubles, full-range handicap support, better spectator and student areas, handicapped accessibility, and structurally sound trap houses. Improvements that would benefit both students and IKES members alike. The plan improves range access by adding van-accessible parking, an expanded handicap-accessible patio with railing for spectators and squatting of team members, with a retaining wall with steel handrails, a handicap-accessible sidewalk leading to fields. Plus, the plan addresses shooting experience upgrades, a retaining wall bumped back 4 feet for bench seating, and areas for coaching staff on the field surface, with a retaining wall with steel handrail, a new gravel lane to trap houses to load targets from trucks or UTVs, walkout trap houses with cement aprons to the new gravel lane, 25-yard handicap shooting distance upgrade for Field 1, 27 yards for Field 2, new pat traps capable of throwing singles, doubles, and wobble targets. This is our vision. Dave Shima, our chapter president, introduced the project team and then handed over to Neil Middleberg, the trap committee chairman and one of the driving forces moving the project forward for the last 18 months. Neil described the trap range upgrade program, its history, its necessity, the improvements, and our fundraising efforts.
To do some fundraising. We're looking for donations, obviously business, personal donations, but we're also working hard with grants.
He also thanked key team members for their contributions towards making our vision a reality. Then, Neil, along with his key trap upgrade team members, ceremonially broke ground on the trap range, marking the start of a new era, creating a truly exceptional facility here in Cedar Rapids.
Its trap shooting range is raising $300,000 to upgrade its facilities. KCRG TV9's Lacey Reeves takes us through those upcoming improvements.
Hundreds of people come here to the Izaak Walton League trap shooting range on the northeast side of Cedar Rapids to practice their skills.
See that little building over there? That's called a trap house. And when shooters are ready to take aim, they yell, "Pull!" And the machine inside releases a clay target like this.
But the trap house and the rest of the range is getting worn out. Saturday, it broke ground on a $300,000 renovation that will change the game for its members and the dozens of Eastern Iowa students who use this range for practice and competitions.
It's going to allow them to practice all 3 disciplines on both traps. It's going to be able to allow us to expand the amount of disciplines we participate in, the amount of disciplines we practice in.
One senior on Coe College's trap team says she's excited for up-and-coming high school trap shooters to use the range.
It's going to be amazing. They're going to blossom like no other. They're going to see more opportunities and grow more, and they're going to realize that they have all these opportunities that sometimes other schools don't get to have.
The improvements will open up the space and make it more accessible.
It's going to make it safer, for handicap accessible. It's going to make it safer for spectating. It's overall just going to be a huge improvement. We're really looking forward to it.
The Izaak Walton League is applying for grants and asking for donations for the project. It hopes to be completed by this fall's shooting season, giving people an improved trap shooting experience. In Cedar Rapids, Lacey Reeves, KCRG TV9 News.
The demolition process began with a call for volunteers to prepare the trap range for demolition. So on Saturday morning, June 21st, beginning at 7 a.m., the volunteers disassembled the old trap machines and associated electronic call system and removed them out of the houses. They also removed the block retaining wall on the south side of the chapter house. It was a glorious morning with a great turnout. Thanks to all the volunteers. Fast forward to Monday, June 30th. Sedenka and his team from Sedenka Excavating and Habitat, a veteran-owned and operated business with an excellent reputation out of Lisbon, Iowa. Trey had helped our chapter out with derecho tree damage back in 2020 and was a natural choice for this job. They got off to a flying start with the demolition, and in short order, the old trap houses in concrete were history. The team then moved on to the dirt work, preparing the site for the new installations and profiling it for the new access path, etc. Here's the site before demolition. On July 4th, the demolition and dirt work were essentially complete. 75% of the concrete was repurposed on site.
Sedenka Contracting and Excavation was out here, did a great job with the excavation for us, digging everything to tolerance. It was a tough job. All this is sand out here, and each scoop that was taken out, 3 fell in, and a lot of work and effort was put in. Great couple of days on the excavation. We got everything we needed and ready to go for Rogers Concrete.
By the first week of July, the project was ready for Rogers Concrete to begin. The form crews quickly got to work to set forms for the trap houses and the retaining walls of the patios. The walls were poured and then stripped of the forms. The walls were backfilled and the rough grading finished up. We were now ready for the flat work crews to move on site and get to work. The trap house roofs, patios, and south sidewalk were poured, and we were making good progress. But Mother Nature had different plans and would soon show her ability to stall a construction project. Then Cedar Rapids experienced the wettest July in history, and the project came to a sloppy stop. When the rain stopped, we were ready to roll again. Ed Bartles with Cedar Valley Land Services was called back to the front line to set survey stakes in order for the shooting lane forms to be precisely placed. Rogers was now ready to pour the lanes. Now it was beginning to look like a proper trap field. Next in line was Rocarek Enterprises to complete the grass seeding around the new access lane and to lay the sod on the fields. Trevin and Jonas Greene with Greene's Premier Services moved in next to wire the trap houses with power. And our new voice calling system. Set the trap houses, hang the trap house doors, paint the houses, install the guardrails on the patios, fill in rock between the shooting lanes, and a multitude of other finishing touches. We were finally ready to start shooting.
Today, local trap shooting teams visited the newly renovated trap range at the Izaak Walton League in Cedar Rapids. KCRG TV9's Lacey Reeves talked to students about what these upgrades mean to them.
Jonas Greene is a senior at Prairie High School. He's been shooting at sporting clays on the trap team since the 7th grade.
When I heard Prairie had a trap team, my dad encouraged me to go out, and I went out, and I just loved it ever since. So
he and his team used to practice in the Amana colonies, but now they'll be at the Izaak Walton League range because of new improvements. Greene spent most of his summer finishing the renovations.
Me and my dad spent the whole summer redoing the whole thing, from the sidewalks to the trap houses, the sod, grading, everything. We did all that.
The range is now ADA compliant and has a safer spectator area. New throwing machines will also allow students to compete in disciplines like handicap that they weren't able to practice well before.
The ground wasn't level, and it wasn't the best, and the machines weren't throwing at the correct speed or height, and now everything's perfect how it should be, so I think all the kids' scores will improve.
Along with Prairie High School, students at Kennedy and Marion Independent High Schools and Coe College use the range. And Greene says he's excited to use the space.
And to see everybody out here enjoying it, and to know that all the donors donated for the kids, and to see the kids shoot out here, including me, it just means a lot. And I'm sure the donors are happy that the kids are getting to shoot on it too.
Making a space for students to improve their performance. In Cedar Rapids, Lacey Reeves, KCRG TV9 News.